What is good, Space Cowboys? Zero here, bringing you another ship review, and today we are looking at the Valentine. So the Valentine, beautiful ship. You can get this through, well, piracy. Basically, you just have to kill the old Valentine. Valentine is a random spawn. You will come across it jumping into a system, and you'll start to hear some Irish guy singing some space shanty. You're gonna rack up some bounty by taking this, but it is totally worth it. It is a beautiful ship. It has just some absolutely amazing modules. We're gonna go ahead and show you around the outside. I'm going to tour you through the inside, and then I'm going to show you what changes and upgrades that I would make to this ship if you were to keep it for the end game. All right, so here we go. Ooh, it is a big Class C ship. To be honest, I am not going to make a lot of changes to this. I really like the view, the way that this ship looks. It is, I think, a very sleek design. I love the color scheme. It has a ton of hab modules that I like. You may want to swap some of those out for some different ones. We'll take a look at what it has and what you might consider swapping out here. But let's take a look at the stats. All right, so here is the Valentine. It is, like I said, pretty good ship to start out with here. I love this bridge on here. It is one of my favorite bridges. I wish it was a little bit more form-fitting in the back, but that is just a minor detail. The overall shape of this thing is gorgeous. You have just one row of habitats. I believe this is an infirmary, and I don't remember what the other one is on the bottom. We'll take a look here in a second. That is on the lower deck as soon as you come in. So you load straight into the side into, I think, the infirmary. You can go up one ladder to our mid deck, and mid deck has several large modules. I think we have a mess hall, a large 2x2 living quarters. I think this is the mess hall. There's a captain's quarters. We'll take a look at all of it. There are a few changes that I might make, but overall not much. One thing is it is not a very quick ship. It has pretty low mobility and speed, so we're going to change out these engines. I'm going to keep the same style of engines, but we're going to add a couple extra ones and upgrade these to the best in-game ones. And then other than that, I'm really just going to be upgrading all of the modules. Just upgrade the shields, the fuel pods, the grav drive and reactor, and whatnot. Weapons, I'm going to scrap all the weapons. The weapons are pretty pathetic. 23 lasers, 92 ballistics, and 1 EM. There's your EM right there. We have the Tatsu 500 EM suppressor. Not a bad EM suppressor, but there's just no point in having one. You might as well at least pop 2 on there if you're really talking about disabling people. And these lasers and ballistics are just pathetic. For Class C, these are pathetic. I do like the way that they're mounted on the front. However, they have added these weapon mounts on both sides. You can see the EM suppressor is over here on this side. I'm going to go ahead and slap on a couple particle weapons there, and then we're going to have some forward-facing particle weapons as well. But like I said, I'm not actually going to change much about this build. I really like this ship the way it is. I mean, I think it's a pretty solid design. So, minor tweaks, but let's look at what this looks like stock. We'll take a tour of the inside. It has pretty strong shields to begin with. I mean, this is the 3000, I think, is the model number. Then we have 6 crew. I think we can get that up a little bit by upgrading some of these modules. Reactor is solid. I mean, you don't really need to change that out. This is nearly the best reactor. If you want to get just a little bit more reactor power out of it, we'll switch this out to a Pench 8Z. But that might not be worth the 60, 70,000 whatever credits that it would cost to swap that out. So you may be happy with that reactor. Jump range is also really good. You don't need to swap out this reactor as well. I am going to go ahead and swap it out for the, what is it, the J52. And yeah, that's about all the changes I'm going to make, really. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and hopefully It makes sense. But let's take a tour of the inside, and then we'll get to modifying and testing out how she flies. But what a beautiful ship. Just a beautiful ship. These guys are neutral, or I mean really allied. You're gonna rack up a bounty killing them. I think the bounty I got when I took this ship over. Oh, it looks like she's got a bit of damage there. My engine's sparking. That makes me a little nervous. I think the bounty I racked up on this was about 60,000 credits, and then to register it, I think was about another 40 or 50,000 credits. So, you know, you're looking at about 100,000 credits to steal this thing, which, in all honesty, for a Class C ship that has these stats, that is a bargain. 100,000 credits is a steal. So I definitely recommend killing the crew of the Valentine as soon as you see them. They shouldn't be too hard to take out. They are, again, not very armed, and they're not very fast. So as long as you have some EM weapons... Ah, there's a science lab on the bottom level. That's what it was. So there's a science level and infirmary when you come in on the bottom level. I do love the windows out on the front of the ship there. So you come right into the science module. We're going to go up the stairs to the mid-deck. And this is where the majority of our habitats are. Alright, so we come right up into an armory. And I love having an armory on my ship. It's one module. That and a workshop I pretty much always have. This is the 3x2 mess hall. Huge space. I like that it has basically some living space attached to the dining space with the 3x2. And we have the 2x2 living quarters up front here. Not my favorite 2x2 living quarters, but I do like the fact that it has like these little storage rooms. Nice. I like this bathroom in the corner. And then we have the captain's quarters. I feel like that's a good fit right off the living quarters over here. This is pretty nice layout, in my opinion. I like the captain's quarters, the 2x2 living quarters, and then the 3x2 mess hall. I love this deck. This is why I'm really not making many changes to this ship. I am going to post a video of me taking over this ship. And when I first boarded this, it took me a while. I kept running back and forth in between the mess hall and the living quarters looking for the stupid ladder to go up to the upper deck. It's back here in the storage room off of the mess hall here. I like it back here. It's out of the way. I just didn't know where it was, and it took me forever to find it. I kept running around like, where are they? Also, it was hard for me to find all the crew. I don't know why. Alright, so you come up here, and then we've got our docking module right there. This is actually something that I'm probably going to change. I do like that this is kind of out of the way, this ladder, so maybe I won't. I just like the symmetry on both sides, and this is sort of asymmetrical, having this causeway here with that loading dock, but I might leave it. It goes into a 3x1 engineering bay here on the top floor. I don't typically put engineering bays on my ships, but I like this one. I think it's pretty nice to put up at the top here. It feels like a real functional ship. And then, of course, the Ares bridge. I love this bridge a lot. This control console in the middle, all these jump seats around. I mean, it feels like this could just crew a ton of people. I feel like I need a brigade of Space Marines with me here. Barrett's sitting around doing nothing as usual. Hey,
anything I can help you with, Captain?
I don't know, why don't you start calling me Dusty? Alright, so that is the Valentine, the whole ship. Pretty easy to get around, not too complicated with those large modules on the mid-deck, only the pretty much one straightaway on the lower and upper decks here. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this is laid out. Like I said, mostly what I'm going to do now is just make some upgrades to all of the modules to get this up to sort of in-game spec. After we get it spec'd out, we are going to take it for a cruise to Serpentis as usual to just see if it can hold up. I think it should be able to if we throw on some in-game shields and weapons, but I always like to make sure. Sometimes I still make some mistakes even with in-game stuff, but man, what a beautiful ship. Like I said, I don't really want to mess it up. I love the color pattern too. We'll try to keep that as well. Alright, so here we're going to get into just a few modifications that I would recommend to make on this thing. The one thing that, like I said, is the biggest drawback here is this really low mobility. It is pretty slow turning. The second thing is they're really pretty weak sauce weapons. I'm not going to add any more cargo. It has pretty good cargo stock on this thing, and we are going to pop a little bit stronger shields. But other than that, it's all going to be pretty much the same stock. I don't want to change out any of the modules. I love the layout. I'm not too upset about the ladders. You know, one thing that you might could do is make this symmetrical on both sides. So put this piping over here on this side and then put this docker actually on the bottom. Maybe do like a slim docker here. The only problem I have with that is it's going to move the ladder from this storeroom, which is really nice and out of the way of all of these other modules, and I really kind of like that. So I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is, and only change out what we need to. So let's start with the engine stack. I'm gonna get rid of these demo swings here on both sides, and what I'm gonna replace that with are wings as well, but we are gonna use the Nova wings. Where are they? The Nova wings. Not sure if this is the best choice. Maybe if you would make a different one, let me know. So this is what we are going to stack our second set of engines on, and like I said, I'm going to get rid of these engines. These are the X200s. We are going to bump that up. Bump it up. Bump up the jams. Here we go. And we're going to get the X300s on there. And that's just going to give me a little extra juice to get me where I'm going. Alright, so there we've got 4 of those done X300s on there now. Mobility 100. That's going to drop a little bit as I start to put on a few of the other bells and whistles. So, like I said, I'm not changing out too many things other than just really upgrading. So, these are the 700T helium tanks. We're just going to swap these out for the 900Ts. Again, you don't have to do this. I mean, to be honest, you could stop right here. I mean, just adding those engines is pretty pricey. But now we have really boosted, one, our crew and our mobility. And then you don't really need to touch your engines, reactor, shields, anything like that. Let's do the weapons next, because this is something that also absolutely must be upgraded, and we'll kind of see where we're at here. So these weapon mounts, which is nice that they already have these on the side, is where I'm going to put my PBO 300 auto alpha beams. I love these. You might disagree, I don't know. But that is what we're going to throw on there. I don't know, are these better or worse than the Vanguard Ares particle cannons? I don't actually know for sure. They might be slightly better, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I usually pick them. They work just fine. We're going to throw a equipment plate on here, and then we're going to use these 3 equipment plates here to throw on some obliterators. Alright, so we're going to throw on 3 obliterators. I love those. Those definitely live up to their name. Now, what I don't like about this one right here is it is right in your view when you're flying. If you fly from cockpit view, that might be a little bit annoying, but, you know, you'll get over it. I'm going to throw some missiles on the wings here. I like the CE-59s. Okay, so there's your weapons package. Let's go ahead and fix those. We got our obliterators, we have our PBOs, and we've got our C59s. Okay, so right there, you could stop right there. You're spending about 300,000 credits, plus the 100,000 credits that it cost you in bounties and registering your ship. So we're at about 400K. So for about 400K, you've got a crew of 9, cargo of 3280, mobility of 100, particle weapons 158, 138, and missiles of 471. This is a killer ship. For 400,000, that is less than the cost of the narwhal. And that's everything. That's including bounties, registering, and upgrading. So I think it's a totally worth it ship to steal. I mean, I highly recommend it. For a long time, I would just interact with the Valentine, and, he just says, oh, everything's great in the universe. Go on your merry way. There's basically nothing that happens. I mean, maybe there's some dialogue that you can exchange with him, that maybe something happens. I don't know. So eventually I got tired of running into him and hearing the same thing, so I decided to just steal his ship. And it was the best decision I've ever made. So at 300,000 credits, you could stop there. We're not going to stop there. We are going to swap out a few of these other modules to just max this puppy out. So this is the Assurance SG3000. Like I said, we can upgrade that to the 1800, and that will definitely give us more shields. And we are also going to swap out these fuel pods for the 900Ts. I mean, 900 tons is a ton of fuel. Oh, I gotta go to the top one. So there we go. We've got the 900T fuel tanks, and on both sides. And I really just want to do something with that space. It feels weird, that gap. So I'm actually gonna fill that in with a little bit of shielded cargo. You don't have to if you're not a smuggler. There's no need to add the extra weight, but it looks nice and gives you just a little bit of shielded cargo, an extra, 320, which, if you're a little smuggler, 320 is a lot of contraband to get down to the surface. And I also feel like that just looks a little bit better. Any more changes we want to make? Not really. Is there? Oh yeah, we want to change out the reactor. And let's get in the pinch, my favorite 8Z. Where's our reactors? There's the 8Z, and again, you don't really need this. This is a pretty good grab drive, the SG-D3200, but we can do slightly better. So let's look at our grab drives, and we're gonna go ahead and pop in the Mama Jama J52. I don't think it looks quite as good on there, but you have more grab drive health, a little bit more thrust. So I think that's it. Let's just recolor these, and then we will give her a test flight here. So I haven't figured out a great way to match colors yet. Somebody gave me a tip in the comments, which I really appreciate, of just sort of slightly changing these, and then they should be on your recent colors. And I know you can select the whole ship and recolor, but not all of these have the same color scheme. So I want to, wow, why did I do that? I want to make sure that I'm just coloring in the these new modules that I've added on here. And again, there might be a faster way to do this. You know what? I like that copper look on that one better, though. Where did I change? What did I just change? I think that was... Okay, that's that one. Oh, that's that one. Hmm. 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 I want this to be a more coppery color, like the originals. Oh well. Good enough. Yeah, whatever. The Valentine can suck it. God, there's got to be a better way to do colors on this game. And again, you guys have given me so many tips. When you're just coloring in a couple, I wish I could like multi-select. Is that possible? Like, normally like when you hold shift and click, I can add multiple objects on things. It doesn't do it on this game, which is kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer, man. Coloring away, coloring outside the lines. Have I got everything? I mean, I don't really care about this, but, you know, I can't even recolor that, can I? I think that's about everything I changed. Oh, yeah, the good old shields. Yeah, all right, so that is my Valentine right there. Like I said, once you add a few of those other upgraded modules, your mobility is going to drop a bit. Maybe it's not even worth it. Maybe it is better to, you know, keep these, the stock. It's cheaper, and also, you know, you're not going to have to worry about dropping your mobility from 100 down to 90, which, yeah, I mean, it still is going to handle really nice, as you'll be able to see here in just a moment when we get out to space. That is it, guys. That is the Valentine upgraded. Like I said, you may want to change out some of these modules if you don't like some of these things on the inside. This second deck is really well laid out, so you can have a couple really big modules and not have the ladders all get in the way, which I like quite a bit. And then, of course, the lower deck and upper deck. These are easy to swap out. If you don't like an infirmary, put a workshop in there. If you don't like a science lab, put an all-in-one hab, or whatever you want. You do you, man. This is also... this is just a guide on kind of how I am refitting this ship. I hope you like the look of it. Let's go take a look at how this turned out on the outside. Everything is nominal. That is good. It cost us 503,000 credits, 504,000 credits. Like I said, you could do it for under 3 if you didn't want to upgrade all of the other stuff to in-game, you know, up to you. Up to you, guys. What a beauty, though. I like that color scheme. I don't know why I like the yellow on black. It's kind of like a yellow jacket here. I feel like the Valentine should be more like of a pink and a red or something. What a beautiful ship. I definitely like the V shape of the engine here in the back like that. I couldn't figure out a better way to attach this other one on the side than these wing modules. I'm not super happy with that, but it works. Alright, let's go take a look at how it looks from the outside now. The inside hasn't really changed at all because I did not change out any of those modules. The only thing that looks different back here is the engine stack. So we're just going to go take a look at that, and then we're going to board this, take off, go take it for a spin around the stars. Oh, those are actually pretty shiny gold. Now I'm happy with the color there. It turned out a little bit better than I thought, and the color picker. I like the carbon crusting around those engines. Let you know they've been used plenty. I almost think it might look better if you swap the cargo down to the bottom and the grav drive up to the top, although this makes it look like a nice V with the engine stack, so maybe that's the right choice. Alright, let's go ahead and board. I'm going to go straight up to the cockpit because, like I said, I haven't changed anything on the inside. It looks exactly the same. Look at that beauty! You know what? I'm really happy, actually, with the gold engines on the back now. I was not super sure what that was going to turn out like in that color picker, but I think they turned out all right there with the gold sort of plating. I mean, that's just a nice engine stack. I mean, look at the back of that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's take off. I kind of wish I could have changed the those fuel pods to have more of a gold shine instead of the copper. Oh yeah, way better. Look at you. Great turning. Mobility. We do not need all that in the grav drive. Let's throw one in missiles. Oh, come on now. Play nice. Here we go. I said I didn't really change much. All I did was upgrade the weapon systems, shields, reactor, all that stuff. And then, of course, I added this engine stack on the back, more than doubling the engine power. And, of course, a little bit of contraband there, you know, just because. It's a great-looking ship, though. If you run into the Valentine, next time you run into the Valentine, take it. Take it over. Even if you are not playing as a pirate, even if you have not pirated any other ships, take this one. It is 100% worth it. Like I said, you can get in-game ship, beautiful ship, for, you know, less than 400,000 credits. Let's go take it for a spin in the old snake pit. Never gets old killing these crazy cultists. Except I can never find old Serpentis. What do you guys think about these videos I've been putting up on sort of modifying other ships and just adding to and turning them into some in-game ships? I'm trying not to change the overall look of them too much, just so kind of staying true to the original designs. I will post some original designs as well. Somebody's penetrating my shields there. It's just so fun when you're so much more powerful than these guys. Oh, the wreckage. So that is the Valentine, guys. It is a really fun ship, an extremely beautiful build. Pretty easy to upgrade. I didn't really do a whole lot. Like I said, I want to keep this pretty true to form. I love the look of this ship, and I didn't really want to mess it up too much. So that is the Valentine, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like these videos I've been making, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to put out more of these shipbuilding guides pretty frequently. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.